Long before sunrise, Papua New Guinea is already awake. Across its mountains, forests, rivers, and coastlines, millions of people begin their day in remarkably different ways. Out on the coast, the rhythmic splash of a wooden paddle cuts through the dark, salty water. It's a fisherman guiding his hand-carved dugout canoe along the shoreline, hoping for a catch that will feed his family before the morning heat sets in. Miles inland, deep within the lush embrace of the villages, you can smell the distinct, earthy scent of wood smoke. Women are already up, crouching by crackling fires, preparing a traditional breakfast of roasted yam, boiled green bananas, and starchy sago to fuel their households for the long day ahead. Meanwhile, deep in the jungle, children are preparing for a daily commute that would exhaust most adults. They will walk for miles, navigating dense rainforest trails and crossing rivers just to reach a small, remote schoolhouse. Shift your gaze to the industrial zones, and you will see a completely different world. Miners, clad in heavy gear, are checking their equipment, preparing for a shift deep within the earth. Take a quick flight over to the streets of Port Moresby, the nation's capital, and the scene shifts again. Vendors are setting up their tarps at the open-air markets, meticulously stacking fresh fruits and leafy green vegetables, getting ready for the morning buyers. And up in the misty, high-altitude regions of the Highlands, farmers are quietly stepping into their coffee fields, inspecting the dew-covered cherries. None of these people live the same way. Their mornings, their routines, their entire realities are worlds apart. But this stark contrast isn't just a simple divide between the rich and the poor, or the urban and the rural. It exists because Papua New Guinea is one of the most intensely diverse countries on the face of the earth. We are talking about a nation that boasts more than 800 distinct languages and is home to hundreds of unique tribes, each with its own complex web of customs and traditions. So, what holds such an extraordinarily diverse country together as a single nation? How does a country with so many different voices find a way to speak as one? To understand that, you can't just look at a map. Today, we are going to look at Papua New Guinea through the only lens that truly matters: the everyday lives of the people who call it home. To truly grasp what daily life looks like in Papua New Guinea, you first have to understand the land itself. The geography of this country is rugged and diverse. The terrain is intensely fragmented by towering mountain ranges, deep valleys, dense tropical rainforests, and expansive, island-dotted coastlines. Because nature has carved this land up so severely, physical isolation is just a normal part of life. There are countless villages tucked away in the folds of the mountains or hidden along serpentine rivers that are completely cut off from the modern road network. To get to them, you have to take a motorized canoe upriver for hours, or board a tiny, single-engine plane that lands on a dirt airstrip. Because of this isolation, life here depends heavily on nature. Every region has developed its own unique rhythm of life, whether it's the coastal communities moving to the rhythm of the tides, or the highland communities operating on the cycles of the harvest. But no matter where you go in this country, there is one universal glue that holds everything together: family. In Papua New Guinea, family means multi-generational, highly interconnected webs of kinship. The extended family is the absolute core of existence. Communities operate on a deep system of mutual obligation. If a young couple needs a house, the entire community gathers to build it together. If a hunter brings back a large catch, or a farmer has a surplus of sweet potatoes, it is shared among the extended family. When it is time to harvest the crops, neighbors help neighbors. It is a deeply communal way of living. If you want to see this communal energy in full swing, you just have to visit the local markets. Markets are central to daily life, and women play a leading role in them. They are filled with vegetables, fish, tropical fruit, and handmade goods. Beyond commerce, these markets act as the ultimate social hub. It is where people from different villages meet, where news is passed on by word of mouth, and where the pulse of the community is felt strongest. Yet, life here is not without its hardships, especially regarding the next generation. Education is a priority, but accessing it requires physical endurance. Children in rural areas often have to walk grueling distances through harsh terrain just to get to school. When they arrive, a school might consist of just a few basic classrooms. There is a shortage of teachers in remote areas simply because it is difficult to live off the grid. But despite these hurdles, parents push their children to go, knowing education is the key to a better future. At the same time, the cities are changing rapidly. Places like Port Moresby and La feature modern office buildings, commercial banks, and growing commercial centers. The streets are filled with young people working in the service industry. Small startups are emerging, and the internet is fundamentally altering how the younger generation thinks and communicates. They are tapping into global trends and dreaming of careers that their grandparents couldn't have imagined. Crucially, this rapid modernization does not mean they are leaving their past behind. Tradition is a living, breathing part of daily existence. Even a young professional in Port Moresby remains tied to their village roots. This connection is visible during festivals and sing-sings, where tribes gather to showcase traditional dress, dancing, music, wood carving, and storytelling. Tradition here is a profound, everyday reality, keeping the people grounded as the modern world arrives. To understand how this incredibly complex society functions today, we have to recognize four massive turning points in its history. The first turning point is thousands of years of profound isolation. For millennia, the rugged geography acted as a natural fortress. Human communities settled into isolated pockets and developed entirely independently from the village just one valley over. This immense period of isolation gave rise to those 800-plus languages. It forged a cultural landscape so diverse that a person could walk a few miles and find themselves unable to communicate with their neighbors. This deep-rooted isolation created an incredibly strong sense of local identity. The second turning point was contact with the outside world. Missionaries arrived, altering the spiritual landscape. Traders came looking for resources. Then came colonial administrators who established a foreign system of governance. This period of contact was a profound transformation. Outsiders brought the first formalized schools and modern hospitals. They also introduced currency, shifting a society that had operated on bartering and sharing to one using coins and paper money. Life as these communities had known it began to change. The third turning point is independence in 1975. Papua New Guinea peacefully claimed its sovereignty and stepped onto the world stage as a brand new nation. The new leaders had to build a government from scratch and unite hundreds of completely different ethnic and linguistic groups under one flag. The years following 1975 were defined by a push to build a unified education system, establish legal frameworks, and lay down physical infrastructure to connect the country. The fourth turning point, currently unfolding, is the era of resources and globalization. Papua New Guinea possesses significant natural resources. The country holds deposits of gold and copper, reserves of oil, and large liquefied natural gas projects. Add to that the agricultural potential for cash crops like coffee and cocoa, and this island nation became increasingly connected to the global economy. This resource boom connected the country to global markets in unprecedented ways. Though ensuring that wealth improves the lives of the people remains a difficult challenge.
Wake up, the sun is already high.
Today, Papua New Guinea stands at a complex crossroads. The natural wealth of this country includes world-class gold and copper mines, high-tech liquefied natural gas projects, valuable timber, rich fishing grounds, and highly fertile agricultural land. Based on its natural resources, Papua New Guinea has the potential to become a prosperous nation. But looking at the ground reality, there is a profound disconnect. Not everyone is benefiting equally. There is a massive divide between the rapidly developing urban centers and the neglected rural areas. Income inequality is a glaring issue, and in countless communities, access to reliable electricity or clean, piped drinking water remains unfulfilled. This contrast is most visible in education and healthcare. There are bright spots. The number of children attending school has significantly increased. New schools have been built, and expanded vaccination programs have reached more remote children. However, there is a chronic shortage of qualified teachers willing to work in isolated areas. Healthcare faces similar issues, with a severe lack of trained doctors and nurses. Remote health clinics often stand empty, lacking basic medical supplies or professionals, making access to timely medical care much more difficult. Demographically, Papua New Guinea has a very young population. The youth are eager to participate in the modern world, looking toward universities, trades, and small businesses. But the formal economy is not growing fast enough to absorb the young adults entering the workforce every year. Youth unemployment is a growing social challenge, leading to frustration in urban areas. Women in Papua New Guinea are the economic engine of the community and the central pillars of the family. Today, more women are becoming entrepreneurs, university graduates, and taking up roles in education and healthcare. Yet, they still face entrenched barriers regarding personal safety and have to fight hard to secure equal economic and political opportunities. Hovering over all of this is the challenge of conservation. Papua New Guinea is home to some of the world's most biodiverse tropical forests. Its marine ecosystems feature pristine coral reefs, and it is home to the birds of paradise and thousands of endemic species. With the push for economic development, this ecosystem is under threat. The people are caught in a delicate balancing act between seeking economic development and protecting the natural environment.
Oi, kamlong hiya.
Mistaplong arere.
Despite formidable challenges, Papua New Guinea is not standing still. The future of this nation is actively being built by its own people. At the forefront is a dynamic new generation. You see it in university students studying law, medicine, and engineering. You see it in young entrepreneurs launching local tech solutions and service businesses. It is carried by teachers educating the next generation, nurses delivering vaccines, and farmers applying modern agricultural techniques. Economically, there is a movement to diversify. People are shifting focus to high-value agriculture, with Papua New Guinean coffee and cocoa gaining international reputations. There is a rising interest in cultural and ecotourism, modernized fisheries, and a blossoming sector of small and medium-sized enterprises keeping money circulating locally. One of the most significant changes is how this isolated country is connecting to the world. The arrival of mobile broadband and smartphones has been revolutionary. A farmer can check market prices before selling crops. A student can access online education platforms. E-commerce is taking root, and youth are using social media to network and market their businesses. The physical mountains are being bypassed by the internet. As they step into the future, they are choosing to preserve their past. Modernization does not mean westernization. They are embracing the 21st century, but countless communities are continuing to preserve their hundreds of languages. They are maintaining rituals, protecting music, and teaching the skills of traditional art and wood carving to the youth, prioritizing the extended family above the individual. This ability to balance the future with the past is what makes Papua New Guinea uniquely resilient. When the rest of the world thinks of Papua New Guinea, they usually rely on a narrow set of stereotypes, often mentioning wild jungles, isolated tribes, or its cultural diversity. Beyond these familiar images are millions of ordinary people. It is the fisherman pushing his canoe out into the dark water before dawn. It is the mother negotiating the price of vegetables in a crowded market to pay for school fees. It is the farmer in the Highlands tending to coffee bushes in the morning mist. It is the lone teacher in a tiny wooden classroom at the edge of a rainforest, and the young people working tirelessly to build a future for their families. Papua New Guinea is not ultimately defined by the fact that it has over 800 languages, nor is it defined by the resources buried under its soil or its colorful festivals. Like every other nation on this planet, Papua New Guinea is ultimately shaped by the people who live there. People who are waking up, working hard, and nurturing their own quiet hopes for a better tomorrow every single day.